Hi, this is Deborah R. Richardson of Deborah R. Richardson LLC, and I work with you to help you clean up your vendor data, clean up your vendor processes so that you pay the right vendor. Now, this week's Vendor Master File tip of the week is the IRS Form W-9 accepts spouses on the same form. Now, I actually recently did a podcast, and I'll bring up a slide that'll show you that talked about where to put the information that's on the W-9 in your accounting system or ERP. And I actually forgot to say this one, but that podcast was already so long, I thought it best to have it as a vendor master file tip of the week because it's really kind of a separate frequently asked question anyway. But let's talk about that. Now, entering spouses on the same W-9, the IRS does allow it. Now, this information came from the instructions for the W-9. So the IRS is telling the vendor, yes, you can enter in a joint account, meaning spouses. Now it does talk about FFI institutions, which has to do with FACA and also foreign financial institutions. We usually don't collect the W-9 for that. We collect it for payments that will be reportable on the 1099 MISC or NEC. So what's important here is that the IRS does allow it, but they also recommend that the spouses circle the name of the spouse whose social security number is provided on the form. And so if you take a look here, I just have a quick example, John and Jane Doe. And so John provided his social security number, not going to show it, on the form. And so his name was circled. Now, a quick tip, what we used to do when I was a practitioner, we had a process in place where whoever name or whoever name was entered, was circled, that's the first name that would be entered in the accounting system or ERP. And that was just our little trick to know whose social security number it was when we were just looking at it in the accounting system or ERP or on the vendor record and wasn't looking directly at the W-9 at that time. So that's a great tip that you can use. And here is the episode that was just released. Well, at the time of this recording, it was released the Thursday prior, which was 9/28. But I'm talking about a frequently asked question I get all the time is where do I enter the data on the IRS Form W-9 in my accounting system? And so you can listen to this wherever you listen to podcasts. Now, I do want to say many of you probably already know, especially because when this is published, it'll be October 3rd. And so the IRS may have already released their draft version as final of the W-9 that has a new version October 2023. And the last new version was October 2018. So if you weren't aware of that, now you know. I do have trainings, weekly trainings that will be going on in October. They are usually I have a monthly training, but for October, because of the change, I switched it to weekly. After that, it will be the third Wednesday of every month. So if you miss these, you can always watch the recording or you can register for upcoming live trainings. These are paid, but I will add a link in the show notes or in the description if you would like to enroll. And really, I will talk about the IRS W-9 examples by tax classification and really train on what to look for when accepting it from your vendor. All right, so if you'd like more information on how to improve your vendor process, please go to my website at deborarrichardson.com for free tools and resources to avoid fraud, regulatory fines, and just overall bad vendor data. Now, if you would like over 149 annual hours of training for your vendor team, just like the IRS W-9 training I just talked about, then check out the Vendor Process Training Center at training.deborarrichardson.com. So good luck and be sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell to be notified next Tuesday for the next Vendor Master File tip of the week.